All right, everybody, welcome to One Nation, a Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and thank you for joining us tonight. It is October the 20th, and this month has just flown by. This year has flown by, and before we know it, tonight this interview will fly by because this is one fast young lady that we've got on the program, and we're excited to have Addyson Werdehausen tonight on One Nation, a Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Addison before I bring her on here. She was our cover story for Sports Locker magazine in September, October. That is a really cool cover, one of our favorites with the popping of the color and just a great photo session. She did an outstanding job. And then, of course, as you get into her article, there's also some really cool pictures. And yes, that's a javelin right there. And she throws the javelin very well. So we'll get into all that tonight. If you haven't been able to catch her article through the mail or if you want to get a printed copy, go to Hy-Vee right here in Jefferson City. If you happen to be in California, Missouri, you can go to Cal's Thriftway and get one there. If you want to just take a look at the digital copy, you can go to sportslockermagazine.com and you can check it out right there. As well as there is a video that is on her article I think it's on the next page. There's a video that you can scan and you can see her photo shoot right there. So excited to be able to bring Addison on here tonight and talk to her a little bit more about her article as well as some other things. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring her on. Hi, Addison. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing outstanding, and I'm excited to have you on here tonight. What did you think
I'm
about
excited to be
Yeah,
here.
good, good. What did you think about your article and being on the cover and all that? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I was shocked, I would say, but honored that I was given the opportunity to be on the cover of your magazine when you could have picked all the other athletes and their amazing stories.
Well, we it is a hard thing to be able to pick and choose, as far as what we're going to do for the cover story. But you're an outstanding young lady, and um, just so you may know this already, but the school we work with the athletic directors, and they're the ones that will pick the students to represent the school, and we just kind of tell them what we're looking for, and they'll go through and they'll select. So you should be honored that your school picked you. So pretty
I
cool.
am.
Yeah. What do you remember about the photo shoot, and what was that experience like for you?
It was very inviting. You, your wife, and your daughter made me feel very comfortable, and I felt like I could be myself around you, and I just had a fun time in general being able to show um, my my javelin skills with you guys,
Hmm.
and it
Yeah,
was just amazing all around.
yeah. You did a great job, and you actually threw it for us, so that was awesome. Um, and I did not want to have a throw off with you because you would have beat me. So I was happy just letting you go. So how did your family and friends respond? What were they saying to you about the article?
They were very supportive, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're the cover! Did you know that you were the cover?" I was like, "No, I was just as surprised as you were when I saw my face on the cover of the Sports Locker magazine." And then my church, I walked into youth group that night, and my youth leader was like, "Addison, you have to sign this." So everybody was all around just so supportive of my story and what I had to share.
Well, that's very cool. I was going to ask you, and I typically do ask this, if you were able to autograph it for anybody. So that your youth leader went ahead and took care of that. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Um, in your article, you talked about competing in both cross country and track and field. What did you enjoy most about those two sports, and how were you able to transition from one to the other?
um, I just loved the competitive nature of both sports. I am a very competitive person, whether that be sports or with my family. I always want to win. Um, and I would say transitioning, the biggest transition is my mindset. I always want to keep a strong mindset, whether that be the endurance that comes with cross country or the strength and technique that comes with throwing the javelin. So,
That's a pretty big transition from, what you do in track and field to cross country. I mean, you go from long
yeah,
distance to sprints and javelin. So was that pretty difficult?
yeah, a lot of different muscles, and your
Yeah.
endurance muscles are different than your sprinting muscles.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely. That's my brother. He did cross country, and I did football, basketball, baseball, track, and I did the sprint events
mhm.
in track. And I would be winning for a while in cross country, or not cross country, running to my grandmother's who was across town. He wanted to always race me, and then all of a sudden, right toward the end, he just come right by me, and we'd stop, have a break at grandma's, and then all of a sudden he'd want to run back, and I'm like, no, I'm having grandma drive me home. So I was like, you can have that. You can have that, Carrie. You win. That's okay. Um, why don't you tell us about what were the factors that led to you not participating in cross country this year?
um, cross country was a sport that I participated in a lot in for the relationships that I got out of it. And going into my senior year, I wanted to put forward my future and what I wanted to do with my career. So, with doing that, I had to make a sacrifice, and that was cross country so I could focus on my um, college classes that I needed to get in to get into college. So,
And how has that worked for you so far? I mean, do you feel like that was a pretty wise decision and it's worked out pretty well so far?
yeah, it has. I've been able to study more and not have to worry about when I'm gonna have to practice and study and get this paper done or get this math homework done. So it's all, I can do it when I get home or when I get back home from work.
Yeah, very good. I didn't even have that question down. You said home from work. Where are you working?
I work at Summit Pharmacy
Uh-huh. Okay.
in Holt Summit, and I am a technician. So I
Okay.
fill scripts and
So you're just busy. You are busy all the time. Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense. So that's good. While we're here on this, I want to go ahead and just tell everybody after we're done with the program tonight, we will also be uploading this onto our YouTube channel, One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. So if you typically don't have friends that have Facebook and you want to have them share that to share the One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra YouTube channel, they can see this interview with Addison there. So just encourage you to do that. The other thing, Addison, we need to encourage them to do is if anybody has some awesome comments that they want to make about you, or if they happen to have any questions themselves. Are you okay with that if they do that?
Yeah.
Okay, there you guys hear it. I know several of you are watching, and so let's hear the comments and the questions from you. Okay. All right. So you're doing an outstanding job so far. I appreciate you taking your time tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about track and field and those events that you compete in. Tell us a little bit about that and why you enjoy both of those so much, or even more if you have
Um,
more.
I do the 4x1 and javelin. Javelin is my passion, the thing I enjoy most in track and field. It's what I put my work into and I focus most on during track season. But the 4x1 gives me a sense of being on the team because javelin is really just you against everybody else. But in the 4x1, it's me and my team against another team. So I just love the team aspect of that.
Yeah. What leg do you typically run on the 4x100?
I run the second and the third, or the
Hmm.
third.
Okay. And it's very important in order to get the best time that you possibly can to have good exchanges. Why don't you talk a little bit about that and how you all work on that so much?
We work on it a lot at practice. We have days where we specifically work on sprint handoffs, and we usually get maybe 15 to 20 reps of a good handoff to call it a good day's work of handling handing off a baton to everyone. So
Well, and that's, I mean, you're talking, you're passing the baton three different times, and so, all three of them have to work. I mean, you guys have a specific area that you have to pass the baton off on, otherwise you're disqualified, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Well, I wanted people that might not know a little bit about that to have a little bit more of an understanding on that. So, tell us a little bit about javelin, why you like that so much, and how you got started with it.
Um, I got started with javelin. My seventh and eighth grade years, I was doing shot put, and I didn't think I could go further in shot put. So I was talking with one of my coaches that I had at the time, and he was like, "Let's try javelin." So that's when I started javelin, and I kind of just fell in love with it from there. Just being able to chuck a spear, if you will, but it just gives me um, control, but also like, oh, here's what you can do to get better. It gives me something to strive for and
Hmm.
something to work towards every time I'm out there throwing.
Yeah. Now that you said that, we could have very easily, if you would have said that earlier, we could have had the title of your article, Chuck the Spear. We could have done that. That was awesome. I like that. Somebody that thinks you're awesome is Amanda Robinson Hedges. She says, "You're an amazing girl. I love your drive and passion for everything you do. I am so proud to be your aunt." Yeah, awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Amanda. Okay, so talk a little bit about training. You're doing a field event, you're doing a sprint event. Talk about the training that you have to put into for both of those events.
For my sprints, I just follow the sprint workout regimen I'm given, so that helps a lot with that. But in the aspect of javelin, I work out to increase upper body strength and lower body strength. I do drills and drills upon drills just to critique the small mistakes. Even the smallest thing can mess up. If your leg's not fully straight when you're throwing, it can mess up a whole throw. So just focusing in on the small things that can help make the javelin fly beautifully through the air and hopefully get me first place.
Yeah. Well, there's even different hand grips that you can use. Why don't you tell a little bit about that and what your preferred method is?
Um, I like so there's a regular grip and then there's a fork grip. I love the regular grip. Is just you're just holding the baton, not the baton, the javelin like this, and your finger is at the top of the rope and between your middle and your thumb, and I just throw it. So, but my friend loves doing the fork grip, so we're completely opposites and debate on which way to hold the javelin is better.
Okay. Do you throw it further than your friend?
I do.
Okay, so there you go. There's that tells you right there. You just say, "That's the grip." No. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your accomplishments in track and what have you achieved so far and what are you looking forward to achieving this year?
I have achieved all 3 years that I've done track. I've made it out of districts and made it to sectionals. My freshman year, I made it out of sectionals and placed seventh in state as a freshman. So that was just a big achievement for me in general. And I haven't made it back since. So that's kind of like the goal I'm striving for this year and the accomplishment I want to come out of my senior year and break the school record that I've been striving for since my freshman year that I'm centimeters off.
Oh, okay. So pretty close then.
Yeah.
All right. You need to just go out there and blast that out of the water.
Yeah,
There you go. You'll get it. You'll get it. I believe you can. Um,
hopefully.
yeah. So you've done very well. We've already gone through this first half of the interview, so we're going to just take a quick little break. And again, I just want to encourage anybody with any comments or questions, feel free to jump right in here. We're talking to Addyson Werdehausen, and so thankful to have her on here. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they have been a sponsor of this program from its inception. It started back in 2020 or 2020. We started with that. You had COVID going on, and we wanted to do something a little bit more, and so we thought what a great opportunity to be able to tell a little bit more of the student athlete's story that we couldn't get fitted onto the printed page. So like we're doing tonight, we're just trying to get a little bit more information from Addison, let you to have a little bit clearer understanding about her abilities, her drive, all the different things that she's accomplished, and what her goals are for the future. So we're excited to be able to bring you that, and we're thankful for CNS Employment Solutions for sponsoring the program, as well as Sports Locker Magazine. Along with them, we have Big Whiskies, that is our Coach of the Issue sponsor, and we all know that coaches are very important as far as helping to coach, train, and motivate our student athletes to be the best that they can be, not only on the field of play, but also in the classroom and just as individuals. And so for this issue in September, October, Coach Garrett Bustos of Jefferson City High School, he's the strength and conditioning coach. Big Whiskies is the sponsor for that, and we just wanted to give a shout out to him, and so we got to hear his story a little bit. So we're going to transition over to Addison, and we're going to ask her a little bit about her coaches and how important that they have been to her. So you've done great. Now it's time to get down to talking about some of the people that have poured into you. Talk about your, first of all, let's go ahead and do your cross country coaches and how they helped you and what you appreciated about them while you were working with them.
So my cross country coach and my track coaches are actually the same people. Coach White has always been there as a kind of support for me, knowing that if I need help or need a critique on a certain thing on my, I can get his opinion on it, and it will help me in better my throw.
Very good. We worked a lot with Coach White when he was doing athletic director as well, and I really appreciated him. And I know that I just for seeing his interaction with the student athletes. I mean, what a great guy. And so he was track and field and cross country. How did he feel about you stepping out of cross country? Was he okay with that, or?
Yeah, he was okay with it. I kind of let him know towards the beginning of this school year that I wasn't going to be participating in cross country this year, and he took it well because I'm coming for track, and
Yeah.
so
All right. So we got something else being said about you from Amber Werdehausen. Addison is the kind of young woman who lights up every room she walks into, brilliant, beautiful, and grounded in her faith. With a heart full of grace, she leads with kindness and purpose, a true reflection of courage and joy. She's a blessing to all who know her. We love you, Addison Grace, Nick, Amber, and family. Isn't that nice? You can just pull that up
yes,
anytime you feel like you need a little boost. You can just go ahead and pull that up. That's great.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Amber. We appreciate that. Um, why would you say, Addison, why would you say that it's so important to have good coaching in track and field to be able to help you to do the best that you can do?
I think having good coaching plays into a lot of it. You want a coach that motivates you, that wants you, strives for you to be better, and strives for you to further your journey in it. You don't want a coach that's like, oh, you could do this, but you want a coach that's telling you this is what you need to do to get further, to see the progression you want in your event per se.
Would you say you prefer to have your coaches challenge you, or do you prefer that maybe they don't give as much opinion?
I prefer my coaches to challenge me.
Yeah,
I
that is
am
a
up for a good challenge.
that's a good answer. Great answer. Did you hear that, Coach? She prefers you to challenge her. So very good. Um, along with good coaching, it's also fun to compete when you have good teammates. Why don't you talk a little bit about your teammates and what kind of bond you have with them?
My teammates have honestly become some of my best friends. They've given me a second home on the track. The track is a place where I feel supported, encouraged, and understood because even though we're not doing the same event, we all go through the same struggle of wanting to reach a PR or wanting to get that medal when track and field has a slimmer margin of medaling. Some medal top three, some medal top six. So always wanting to be the best. And also my best friend Lainey, she throws javelin with me. So always having her there so we can go through the struggles, the ups and downs of throwing a javelin together
Is
has been amazing.
Lainey the one that throws with the fork?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Lainey, keep going after her. That's just going to make Addison even that much better. It's good you guys are friends and you're able to compete and lift one another up. So that's exciting. It's good you're able to be on that journey with her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Um, so, what have you appreciated about your high school experience at New Bloomfield so far, and what are you looking forward to for the rest of the year?
I just appreciate the sense of community that comes with being in a small school. You know everybody, everybody knows you, and it's not like you're gonna walk around the school not knowing a face. You're always gonna know when the new kid comes in. So that's like a sense of home, knowing everybody and all that. And what I'm most excited for is probably track season and getting another shot at going to state, and also walking across that stage and holding my diploma and hopefully looking into the future.
Yeah, you shared in your article, and you shared a little bit with me before the program that you're excited about going into a career of radiology. Looking at
Yeah.
that. Okay, so you're looking at a few different schools, trying to make some decisions. What are some important things for you at looking, at where you're going to go to further your career?
I am looking for a school that is close to my home because I'm a very family oriented kind of girl. I used to say that I wanted to go all the way to Kansas to go to K State, and then that has slowly dwindled. I don't want to be more than an hour away from home
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
can come home.
yeah. Well, it's interesting you say Kansas State because I just about went there when I got out of college. I was going to attend there for architecture, and then I ended up at the last minute not doing that. I went and played baseball somewhere, so that was good. You decided that you haven't really decided yet, but you're not really sure you're going to compete in sports when you go to college. Are you still thinking about that a little bit?
I'm thinking about it just because I'm going to a technical college.
Hmm.
So not most of them don't offer
Hmm.
athletics.
Hmm.
And um, with going into the health field in a shorter period amount of time, I feel like my priorities need to be on my schoolwork
Yep.
and not sports, sadly.
Yeah. Well, you just take advantage of every opportunity that you have right now, and then you'll just be able to walk away from it and experience that the best way that you can. So I know you're going to do
Yeah.
that. Let's see. In your article, you also talked about your family and how much you
Mhm.
appreciate them. Why don't you talk a little bit about your mom and your dad and what you appreciate about the both of them and any other family members that you want to mention?
I appreciate that they've always been there with me no matter what. I could be bawling my eyes out because I didn't do the way I wanted to in an event, or they're with me cheering because I got first place. So they're always there to uplift me and give me words of encouragement and telling me that the harder you work, the more is going to come out in what you do.
You talked a little bit about you had a struggle during your sophomore year and you were battling anxiety. Why don't you talk about that whole process and how you were able to work through and eventually come out on top of all that?
My struggle with anxiety is hard. Um, it was, it still is. Um, it impacted how I viewed myself, how I performed in javelin, and impacted how I viewed myself a lot. Like I wasn't good enough. I'm gonna let everyone down. Um, I'm gonna let my team down, and that a lot stemmed a lot from going to state my freshman year and wanting to go back, and but I was just so worried that if I didn't, I was failing everyone, and that took a toll a lot on my friendships, my my faith, because I was like, why am I given um, this such a hard time if the God I love is supposed to love me? But it's just hard, I would
Hmm.
say.
Hmm. Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah,
what got me through a lot of it was being able to talk to my mom, my dad, my boyfriend, a lot of them, just being able to talk about the feelings I was going through and being able to be validated. Like, you're valid in the point of why you feel this way, but you're not alone. You have everybody on your side, no matter what you're going through.
right. Well, you talked about your faith a little bit, and you did mention that in your article as well. Why don't you share with us a little bit about how that helped um, helped you when you really kicked into that and really began to um, receive what you were needing to receive from your faith? Tell us a little bit about that.
So my faith started to kick in the summer of my freshman year. I attended a mission trip with First Baptist Church to Washington, D.C., and just seeing the sense of family from the youth group really opened my eyes to what God can give you. He gave me a family that I can lean into no matter what. And it really opened my eyes to having a support system that believes in the same thing I believe. And it just, and then my relationship grew with God at my time of anxiety, just because I knew I needed to lean on someone.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that really helped, reading scripture, um, talking, praying,
Hmm.
and all of that. Just talking to him and letting him know my struggles and knowing he's hearing me through that. So
Yeah. Do you think that that has helped you to be able to I guess you would say, have compassion on other student athletes or other students that you see in school that they might be struggling? Do you think that helps you to be able to have compassion and maybe to reach out and minister to them?
yeah, definitely. Um, I live by wanting people to feel comfortable. I think that's also a part of the reason I want to be in the medical field. I want to be the light that brightens someone's day when they're not getting the news they wanted. Because during my years of track and field, I've had to sit out for multiple injuries, and having a person who's giving me my X-ray, just being a light, a
Hmm.
good part of my day, always helps majorly.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, and other people recognize that. Amber was making that comment earlier that you're the kind of young woman who lights up every room you walk into. So that that's awesome. You got to take the light wherever you go. And
Definitely.
we know who the light is within you. So that's good. What would you tell other student athletes to do if they were face to face with some of those same challenges, some of those same struggles that you went through?
I would say find a person who you can trust, and just and a person you can trust and a person who will listen to you, because that was my biggest help, having someone to listen to me and give me feedback of that I'm valid in my emotions, but also the emotions that I'm feeling aren't placed by God. They're, I guess, a growing point for me or
Hmm.
you, to grow, to overcome. And you might have hard times. I do, but knowing I can always go back to my mom, my boyfriend, my dad, and just talk and vent
Hmm.
to all the struggles and all that.
Yeah. You know, and I'm just going to throw out two scriptures here really quickly. John 10:10 talks about we have an enemy. It says the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and destroy. And you know, we have an enemy that is out to try to do those things to us as well as anybody else that's in connection with us. But we always have to look at the other half of that scripture where Jesus says, "But I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly." And so you just keep sharing that abundant life with other people, allowing that light to shine, and you'll make a difference in, you know, wherever you go and whatever you do. So good job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. We've gone through all that part, and now we are on to something that we like to call the speed round. So I'm going to ask you questions that I did not put on the paper and send to you, but they're fun. You know, you might have some family members that might chime in and say, "Oh, this is what she really likes," or whatever. So we're going to start off with, what is your favorite go-to snack or meal after you are done competing?
I love purple Gatorade or purple
Purple.
Powerade.
Okay.
I don't really eat a bunch
Uh-huh.
after I race because
Uh-huh.
I'm anxious.
Okay.
So, and I'm just like, no food.
No food. Okay. All right. When you are not competing, what is your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream, Rocky Road. I love
Okay.
some Rocky Road ice cream.
And is there a favorite place you get that or a favorite brand?
I like Ice Cream Factory. It's in Jeff
Hmm.
City.
Hmm.
I love their Rocky Road ice cream.
Okay. Very good. If there is anywhere in the world you could go, where would that be and why?
I want to go to Europe. I've just seen so many cool pictures. Like you can go to country in
Hmm.
2 hours maybe, and
Yeah.
2 hours gets you to St. Louis in Missouri.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The architecture is pretty amazing. Um, when we were over in France ministering to a missionary family. We were there and got to see the Eiffel Tower as well as a
oh,
lot of other places. But the only thing I did not care for was that there were military police walking around everywhere with machine guns and
oh my.
guarding things. I thought, yeah, probably need to just keep moving. Just keep moving. Um, what would you say? Now this is where we might get some comments. What is your least favorite chore to do around the house and why?
Dishes. I
Okay.
hate doing dishes just because I have 6 people in my household and they pile up fast and there's always a bunch of them.
Yeah. So you have a dishwasher?
We do have a dishwasher, but
Okay.
sometimes it does not get ran. and you have
Okay.
to do them all by hand.
Okay. All right. Well, I will have you know that that is typically the number one answer is doing dishes. So you're just you're a normal teenager, so you're good. All right. Addison, I want to give you an opportunity to, make any final shout outs or share anything. Give you an opportunity to do that, and then we'll close out the program. You've done a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone who supported me in my journey. It's almost over. I can't believe it, but we're going to make the most of the last year, hopefully.
Very good. Very good. I know you're going to. So, um, thank you for taking time tonight to do this interview. I'm going to have you hold on for just a moment afterwards. I'll visit with you, and then we'll get, like I said, we'll get this uploaded to YouTube. And again, thanks for coming on. And you had a great article. And don't forget, you can get those pictures from our photographer. She'll give those to you for free. So, okay.
Okay, thank you so
All
much.
right. Yeah. All right. I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight as I had a great interview with Addyson Werdehausen. And Amber said it best. She just lights up every room. And so, I light up a room, but that's because of the glare coming off of my head. That's the only way I really light up a room. But we enjoyed talking with her. If you want to share this with family and friends, if you want to share the YouTube page with family and friends so that they can see the article or the interview as well, uh, love to have you do that. And we appreciate you being on here tonight. And I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, with One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you next week.